We're trying to get to the consumer pulse, the retail pulse, with our next set of guests as well. Retail sales in India recorded a 5% growth in January 2025. So what's demand looking like? And what about this whole stress around urban consumption slowdown? Let's discuss these trends. We have with us Mr. Kumar Rajagopalan, CEO at Retailers Association of India, and Gautam Saraogi, Executive Director and CEO at Go Fashion. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in. So, Mr. Rajagopalan, let me come to you. So that was Jan data that RAI put out, 5% growth. How has it been in February, and what do you anticipate, given this whole talk about urban slowdown, cutback in spending because of inflation, etc.? Is that really still playing out?
Yeah, hi, good morning, Surabhi. I think the data is showing 5% for January. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything dramatically different in February also. Our numbers are yet to come in, but from whatever data we have or from whoever we've spoken to, it doesn't look like a big change. In fact, throughout this 23-24, this is the kind of growth that we've really seen, around the 5% level, other than in the months of November, December, actually October, November, December, where thanks to occasions and thanks to occasion wear, there was a little bit of a surge to around 8%. The non-discretionary part of the business is still holding well, which means that people are still buying food, etc. But when it comes to items like clothing, footwear, jewelry, I think the surge happens during the months of occasions, and then it dips. We've seen that occasion wear companies are still doing well. The premiumization is still doing well. But when it comes to consumption at the middle class level and bottom of the pyramid, it's still worry. The like-for-like sales have remained almost similar for most retailers. It's been same as what was in 2023-24. So we're not seeing a surge. We're not seeing it as dip also. So that is, maybe we have to take heart in that.
Okay, all right. Got that, sir. Well, let's get in Gautam Saraogi as well into the conversation. Hi, Gautam. Good morning. Good to see you in. What's your observation on ground? How is demand as strong as what you perceive? If you could give us a figure as well, what kind of growth have you seen in the first couple of months of this quarter? And the other point is the stock markets have suddenly become jittery. And the fear is that some of those that were thriving in the stock market, suddenly consumption will slow down. Are you seeing signs of that?
Yeah, hi, good morning. So I think, look, like Kumar sir just mentioned, demand has been soft for 3 or 4 quarters. And I think at Go Fashion, we've been, even in this tough environment, we've been reporting double-digit company growth on a YoY basis. So for the first 9 months, we reported 11% revenue growth with a flattish like-to-like sales. So I think the demand scenario is weak, but for us, Jan and Feb surprisingly has been pretty decent. And I think from a Go Fashion perspective, I think we'll end up with decent numbers for Q4. And hopefully, if the momentum continues, then probably we'll see some demand revival from Q1 as well. But up to December, I think overall sales at a consumer level, consumption has been very soft. And our like-to-like sales also till December was flattish. So hopefully in the coming quarters, we should see some kind of improvement.
So, Gautam, I mean, I don't know, are you trying to look at any sort of product differentiation, pricing, any levers that are in your hands that you will maneuver with to try and get people back to the stores and, get those sales back up?
See, one of our key strengths is our product differentiation, right? Because at Go Colors, we have the largest range of bottom wear products in so many colors. So product innovation is something we do on a regular basis. And I think that's what sets us across from a differentiation perspective. So I think in the coming quarters, the new products, the new colors, what we keep innovating in bottom wear is going to be one of the key drivers for our business over the next 4 quarters. So I think product innovation and differentiation is going to be the single mantra for us to stand out from the crowd.
Pricing? I mean, I don't know if retailers are trying to think of pricing as a lever, because we saw that at a departmental store level over the last couple of quarters. When I know as a consumer, the pricing has been coming down a little bit. Discounting has been increasing to incentivize people to buy more. So in fact, if both of you can comment on that, Gautam, first you, and then we'll come to Mr. Rajagopalan.
See, I think from a Go Colors perspective, our discounting levels has been very low right from the beginning because as the core and non-seasonal product, more than 95% of our sales comes on full price, and we've ensured that we don't discount beyond what we usually do. So from a discounting perspective, we've been very disciplined and strict. As far as pricing is concerned, we are in a volume-led business, so we are not going to be looking at increasing the prices anytime soon from an inflationary perspective. We are going to be driving the business on the basis of volume growth. Maybe if there are long-term impacts on raw materials and when the industry takes a price hikes, maybe then we'll take a hike. But in the short term, we don't look ourselves taking any price hikes.
Taking any price hikes. Got that. And Mr. Rajagopal, your sense, discounting trends, pricing changes, what are your members telling you?
Yeah, I think, Survi, this is a very nice question because what we're hearing from most of the members is that pricing, at least on a tactical basis, does not work anymore. Because when you really look at marketplaces, various others who are giving discounts, there is always something on discount or the other for customers all through the year. It's not just autumn, winter or spring, summer, end of season sales. There is always sales happening. But if some companies want to take up pricing as a strategic decision and they are willing to work back on their entire supply chain to bring down the pricing for the customers, it definitely will work. That's what we've seen. But more importantly, like what Gautam has said, I think product differentiation, innovation, the ability for showing a brand to customers who have otherwise been shopping the unbranded segments are the kind of things that's really working. So if you look at companies that are really doing well in this whole last 1 year, you'll see that some of the companies are companies that work in the value segment, but are very clearly giving brands and guarantees for people who are otherwise buying in the unbranded segment. For companies that are already in the premium segment, pricing has become immaterial. Customers are willing to buy it and price is not the worry for them at all. So people who are in the middle, where there is neither a pricing advantage nor a branding advantage, are struggling definitely. And I think they'll have to really rework their strategies. But overall, pure pricing, short term, does not work for retailers.
Okay, all right. Very quickly, Gautam, before we let you go, you spoke of a turnaround in SSG in quarter 4 in comparison to quarter 3 as you delivered a flattish number. Are we bracing for that? Low single digit number in quarter 4? And for FY26, what's it going to be? Gautam, give us a hint.
Yeah, so fingers are crossed. I mean, see, January and February have done well for us, and March is a big month for us. So hopefully, if March does well, then probably we will be looking at positive SSG for quarter 4.
Low single digit? Low single digit?
I wouldn't comment on that right now. I would wait for March to get over. But fingers crossed that March will do well. And if that does well, then we're looking at decent, good SSG in quarter 4.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, we'll leave it on that note. Thank you very much for joining in. Well, the good takeaway is, I guess, like Mr. Rajagopalan is saying, that there are discounts and sales throughout the year. So maybe that incentivizes consumers to open up their purse strings. We need to take a